Hey y'all, looking for a play day. I found some scallops, just a small amount of scallops in my freezer, and I had a half a box of angel hair pasta left over from something I made recently, and some spinach in my refrigerator that I need to use up real quick. And so today we are going to make creamy scallop and spinach spaghetti cups, and let's do it. I have cooked our angel hair pasta, and it's got to cool down completely because we need to add some eggs to it to bind it up. And I put some butter in there to keep it from sticking together. So we set that aside, and now we're going to make our creamy sauce for our scallops and spinach. We're going to start with some butter over medium heat. Our butter is starting to get bubbly. And at this point, I'm going to add a bit of chopped garlic. Let that cook down for a minute. And we're going to season that with some salt and pepper. Some dried basil. Fresh basil will be coming pretty soon. Let that cook down for just another few seconds. Now it's time for a sprinkle of flour. Make a roux out of this. Make sure that the flour is all busted up, and we got to cook it for another minute or two to get rid of that starchiness. I think that's a good consistency for our roux. I have set our scallops aside and put them on a plate lined with paper towels to dry them off. And at this point, we're going to take the liquid that I removed from them and add that to our roux. Give it a little scallopy flavor. Okay, next thing that comes in is some cream or some half and half. We may need to whisk this. Heat this to the boiling point and see how thick we are. We have reached the boiling point, and I think we're a little thick because I'm going to add some cheese to this, and that's going to thicken it up a little more. So, plus the amount of spaghetti I cooked, I'm going to need more sauce for it. We don't need too much, but this sauce has got to cool off as well. Our sauce has reached a lovely consistency. It's a little thin, but now we're going to add our cheese, and that's going to thicken it back up again. This is some finely grated Italian four cheese blend, but you could use with just Parmesan if you wanted to. And we're going to stir this up until it's all melted and nice and creamy, and then we're going to cool it off. While our sauce and pasta cools down, we're going to chop our spinach. That ought to do it. We're going to start with a rough chop, and then when it gets more chopped up, we will go a little finer. This is going to add some nice color and some nice flavor to our scallops and cheesy creamy sauce. I think that's a good chop size for our spinach. And we're gonna wait till our stuff is cooled down, and then we're gonna finish up. Sauce is cooling down nicely, but not cool enough to add the eggs to it yet. So I'm gonna separate out some and put it in a bowl where I'm gonna beat in the eggs when it gets cool enough that these scallops might need to be made a little bit smaller so they fit in the well. Some of them are pretty small already, like that one. But I'm thinking we want to, some of the larger ones, we want to cut them in half. So we're going to make them fittable. This one I think needs to go 3 ways. And we're almost ready to go and build them. I've never made spaghetti cups in my life before, and I just thought it would be fun. And so far it has been. Let's keep going. Our sauce is cooled down enough to add our eggs. We're gonna do them one at a time. 2 total. Let's get this. So these eggs, I said it before, are going in to act as a binder to shape up our cups of spaghetti. Okay, number 1 done. Number 2 coming in. Our sauce is now ready to be added into our spaghetti. Sorry with the arm. And now we're going to mix it up real well. Incorporate it. Let it sit for a little while and absorb it. And then we're going to fill up our muffin cups. And we're going to par bake these. And we're going to fill them and finish them off. It's going to be fun. Here is our muffin tins. We're gonna spray it down with some non-stick cooking spray. Make sure that spaghetti doesn't stick. And now we're gonna load it up. I'm gonna try to do it this way. Measure it up. That fits. What I'm gonna do first is start a well in the center. Some of you needs to go. I think we'll firm it up with this little cup or a shot glass or something like this that's about this shape. Press it down, even it around. Bottom pulls up with it, you gotta press it back down again. That's gonna hold a good amount of our scallop and spinach mixture. And when I get done with these, shaping them, they're gonna go in the oven for about 15 minutes. Let's get a little close-up of these. They're looking good. I'm gonna clean up around them. All ready to go in. And we're gonna heat up our scallops and spinach while they're cooking. And then we're gonna finish them up when they're done. Our pan is over medium-low heat. And in goes our scallops. We're gonna let these cook for a few minutes before our spinach goes in, because especially since the spinach is chopped, these need to be mostly cooked. So we'll be back for this. Our scallops are partially cooked, and now in goes our spinach. sorry, just spinach, no broccoli. And we're gonna mix that up and cook it down until this is heated through. The scallops are cooked, the spinach is wilted, and then we are going to finish our creamy scallop and spinach spaghetti cups. Our cups are par cooked, lightly browned, well formed, a little crispy on the edges. And now we're going to add in our scallop and spinach filling. Which is nicely cooked and creamy and smelling fabulous. And now we're going in. All filled up. And now we're going to do one more thing, and they're going back in the oven for a few more minutes. We're going to top them off with some of our shaved 4-cheese Italian blend. Give them a nice crust. Can I touch these yet? We're ready to go back in the oven. Let's see what they look like when they come out. Our creamy scallop spinach spaghetti cups are out of the oven and browned up and beautiful and smelling great. We're gonna let them rest for a minute, and then we're gonna remove them from the tins and serve them up. Give them a taste. First thing we're gonna do is take a knife and run it around the edge. That looks like they're gonna come out pretty easily. And now let's give it a shot. I'm gonna take a flat spoon, or if you had just a flat spatula, that would work. And work our way down, lift them up, get underneath. Tip it up, get underneath, transfer it to the plate. I'm thinking I want to lift it up with this knife and get under it this way. That worked. I would like to give them a little color, so I'm going to garnish these with some chopped fresh Italian herbs. This is basil, parsley, and oregano. And here we have them, ready to serve. Let's put one on a plate and see what they look like on the inside and take a bite. Thank you for joining me while I played with some of my leftovers. Here again is our creamy scallop and spinach spaghetti cup. And now we're gonna take a bite. So yummy and lots of fun, and it was a good idea, not my idea. I've seen recipes like this online before, but I just have never done it. And now I have, and I'm probably gonna do it again, maybe with meatballs and red sauce or something else. Shrimp scampi, that would be good. And we'll see you again soon.